Hello there, old sport. He will be back. Trust me.
Hello, welcome to the pre-show. I hope you enjoy these commercials. Stay tuned.
Introducing the next generation of VLDC15 Productions.
I shall free my troops from those cages.
From the creators of 100 Runes of Enemies, collect all the keys to save your Rexel army from the evil clutches of Bowser. Explore phenomena from grasslands, volcanoes, to mine shafts, to even castles. Can you get through all 14 stages and find all the secrets? Crack the hack. It's only on the Super Nintendo. Now you're playing with power. Superpower.
Introducing the next generation from Nintendo, New Super Mario World, created especially for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging, a bit more graphic, a bit more colorful, a bit more realistic, a bit more levels, a bit more secret, a bit more enemies, a bit more friends, a bit more sound, a bit hotter, a bit cooler, a bit weird, a bit more revolutionary, a bit more Mario, a bit more of what you want. It's 16-bit, and it's yours only if you get New Super Nintendo. Now you're playing with power, superpower.
Oh shit.
Are you willing to try again?
That's all I got for today's pre-show. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Let's start this show. Let's do a little test here. You're gonna hear some phone audio as soon as this syncs up, but yeah. That's how I test my things. Let's do. Okay, it works. So yeah, welcome in, my friends. This is I, Dazid Vaughn. Once again, just gonna move this up because I'm not doing cam stuff today. Not in the mood. But I am in the mood for some design stuff. So I actually already have this open. Lol, Diddy. Because my username was Diddy Boy back in the day. And ever since, my new PCs end up getting that name, so it's ages terribly. But anyway, so I had an idea for the past number of years. I think ever since VLDC15, actually. And today I'm probably going to execute this idea finally I had, because I know some very funny jank with, actually some of this was in my VLDC entry the 13th one with Evil Guy. But it was more of an Easter egg type thing rather than the main focus that I'm going to follow through today. So, yeah, if you hear keyboard clanking, it's because I don't have a clean setup to separate my microphone with the desk with the keyboard that I have. So, you know what, let's full screen this. Can I actually full screen LM? No, I cannot. That's fine. I don't need full screen or magic. That's just asking for a lot. So I will say, it's gonna be a ghost house first of all. And also, let's just get this out of the way. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do my predictions when the direct is happening. But I will say, whether those leaks are real or not is not going to be a determining factor for my hype. Mostly because I want to go in with as few expectations as possible. That being said, if it's true that a Wario Land game is coming out, that'll be exciting. Also, if we get more news on Star Fox, that's also, like, really cool. But yeah. I know about the leaks. I know about the Ocarina of Time remake. I know about the Wario Land thing. You haven't seen any leaks? I guess I revealed a bit too much. Whoops. So, people are saying that Ocarina of Time is getting a remake, like, kind of like Star Fox, and also a new Wario Land's coming out. I'm going to judge for myself. You just threw a lot of different sprites in a level and hope the judges do not yell at me. Lol. Well, welcome in, Anoricon. I don't think we're gonna worry that much. You know what? I literally won doing that with my VOD... No. 24 Hours of Super Mario World Contest 13 entry. I won literally by doing that, so... You know, it's fine. Cannot wait to witness the announcement of Ice Climber 99! Oh! Well, I mean... It's a Smash Brothers character. They really should get a game at this point. It's like, what? 15 years late? No, even longer than that. What was May... Hold on, what year did... That was probably 20 years ago, actually. Hold on. Super Smash Bros. Melee release. Think is... Oh, God. Not 15 years ago. Not even 20 years ago. That was 25 years ago. Oh. 25 years too late. Yeah, damn, they really should get a game then. Yeah, so, Melee came out in 2001. That was 25 years ago. Okay, I might be a little old. I like Ice Climber, but the collision is garbage. Well, that's why we need a new game. That's why we need, like, a Star Fox 2026 remake of Ice Climber. With, like, realistic, just ice climbers and everything. I mean, honestly, that would be kind of fire, actually. So anyway, I was about to reveal, the level name. So, it's a ghost house. By the way, I'm hoping no one steals this idea while I'm working on it. It's still fairly early in the contest. You could have played during this year. Yeah. Well, I mean... When was Ice Climbers released? Ice Climbers release date. The original... I'm not looking at the AI thing. I'm actually looking at Wikipedia. Because that's like a step beyond the AI overviews. Okay, well, what does Wikipedia say? 1985, so that was what, like 50 years ago now? 85, 95, 05, 1525. That was about 40 years ago? I'm terrible at math. Jesus. 1985, that was when it was at. 1985, no. 2026 minus 1985. Okay, yeah, 40 years ago. 41 years ago. They should have done it last year if they would have made Ice Climber 40. Maybe we'll do it for the 50th anniversary. in 2035. Same year as Mario, yep. Same year as the Marios. Without the Marios, we would not be in this situation today. Okay. So, I have a pretty out there idea that is in fact possible in vanilla due to several quirks in the engine. The level name is Tectonic Complex. Now, you might be wondering, Tectonic Complex, what does that even mean? You know about tectonic plates? How they, like, shift around over the course of millions of years? Well, the level's not gonna take millions of years to move, don't worry about that one, but I use the word tectonic to mean, like, movement, or elevation, or shifting. I use the word tectonic just to be cool. Anyway. This is the overworld, it's just gonna be a lake for now. Mario's gonna cause an earthquake. I mean, honestly, if I use Yellow Yoshi, that would probably be possible, but no, it's not like that. I'm not going to be fancy with the graphics for now, but if Burb wants to come in and be like, hey, I drew this background for ya, I mean, power to him. He might be a collaborator once more by then. That's literally how VLDC15 happened, by the way. You just drew a concept. It's like, oh, that's really cool, actually. So, screen exits. Manual triggers. These things are uninitialized upon level load. And that's kind of what I'm going to be abusing for this level. Is uninitialized stuff. So yeah, let's just make a little intro area and kind of start brainstorming. This is gonna be like a puzzle level, by the way. It's not gonna be an easy level to make in a day. I might do most of this off stream, but to basically get an idea and to also get started, I'm doing this live stream just to be like, hey, I do have a start to this idea, and well, that's really all I need at the moment. Don't worry, it's not gonna stay vanilla. I'm gonna be redesigning most of this. I'm just actually using this first level to do a little bit of initialization nonsense. So, for now, I'm going to initialize these to 0. And I'm actually going to need to draw some graphics, quote-unquote draw, because I actually need to do this with tiling stuff. But yeah, Unfortunately, because this is a newer Lure Magic, one thing that I had with this level idea is not possible anymore due to the way stuff gets initialized, but I abused that quirk in VLDC15 back when it was possible, I believe. I mean, it's still kind of possible with how this works. That's kind of what I used for VLDC13. But, not right now. I actually kind of have a different goal in mind. So imagine this door has a number above it. Actually, you know what? That's probably not the worst idea on how I can do this. No, I do not believe there is a road to downgrading, which is why I was thinking. Which is why I was thinking of using layer 3 numbers. Yes, load forever site. It's great. Also, I don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming for. I'm going for an hour, so about 7 o'clock I'm going to head out, but might as well get the idea. And oh, I should also download this. I mean, I already did, but it'd be at least nice to have. Yes. Might as well have this in the moment. There's actually one song that's kind of perfect, but I always want to do my, like, compose my own thing for it. Problem is, I can't exactly get the vibe right. Silly. You're looking for rules. All the rules here. Converting from, yeah, or vice versa, once allowed. Yes, I can do that. Had to be sure. And the numbers are usually in the 2 kilobyte range. So, also don't mind the names right here. This is why I have it truncated this low, just so you can guess. I mean, what does any of this mean? I'm not gonna hover my mouse over those. I think there actually is a way to hide this little menu better, but I'm gonna play dangerously here. But what's the one with the numbers actually? Oh, yeah, this. Have it opened. Just, you know, didn't. 1, 2, 4, 5. And I think flipping and stuff is allowed too. So 2, 4, 5, 7, 6. No, I'm not doing that. Shut up. Pretty sure that is. Oh. That's like the same thing. It's fine. That's not a 9. That's a 3. You cannot reduce by having duplicate colors too. Yeah. So yeah. Pretty sure that's not how the 3 is in the actual game. That definitely isn't. Where's the 9? Actually, I think that's how that's done. Now to guess how Super Mario World builds its numbers. 5, or I think I have them actually. Also can't use any of these buttons. You know, I really should have that silly window up then. VLDC15. I should actually just have the rules up just to check. Gosh, it's been forever since a VLDC was a thing. Okay, you can flip tiles by 90 degrees, so this is allowed. Yeah. And I expect to do the same. Okay, well, now that I have the funny numbers here. Let's see. There are various ways of viewing numbers. Yeah, okay, cool. Still want to have to do that manually. Don't worry, I'm not actually doing this with doing anything with this page. In fact, I'm gonna open up a separate one. Doing recolor things. I'm also not gonna use all of the numbers. That seems a little excessive. Most of the graphics rules, the only time I mentioned was with the net tiles and sidecar for load. That's neat. For the face of swamp, yeah. I haven't played your entry yet, so. There we go. Saved. AT. Hey, do that, boy. Okay, and let's have a little bit of fun here. Hello, hello, welcome in. Medius Z. I'm not very good with names. Stanius Zek. Marius Staniazek. How are you doing? Did my best with the name, I'm sorry. Manual 0. 2 lines. 8x8 select, because that is king. I'm gonna do a destination. Actually, I'm gonna do the last few. Just Matt? Alright. Matt it is. How are you doing, Matt? Oh, is this already unlocked? That's fun. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Damn it! I said it. If you don't get it, don't worry about it. Stupid meme should died last year. It's fine. Alright, well. Okay, that should not be synced up like that. Trigger what? Manual trigger do. There we go. you're a Sumaru Road Hacks fan since you were a kid, and I was wondering if it was hard to actually make one, because it really looks like it's really complicated. Well, in this stream, I'm not doing too many complicated things. I mean, that being said, I'm kind of playing with the quirks of the emulator, or, sorry, the editor a little bit. So some of this is probably not going to make too much sense. However, yeah, you'll about get the gist of it. So basically, there's, this is Lunar Magic. This is a ROM of Super Mario Road. I just made this little corridor over here. If you want to place objects, you use that tile button. You have this window. You can place the objects with the right click, like that. You can press Control Z to undo. You'll start with like the all objects, and they'll let you place coins. Some coins that's only revealed from a P-switch. Some dirty wire, and also it depends on the level too. So you'll get like different things depending on what level you're at. The tutorial videos you have is still proves useful today. Appreciate them. Yeah, thank you. I do want to do more of those eventually. It's just I'm also busy coding like bosses and stuff, which one of my boss compilation videos is doing really well. So if you missed that one, well, you can see the bulk of my skill these days. But yeah, I have humored the possibility of me doing a basic coding tutorial, and it would cover enough to allow you to make fairly basic sprites, because it's actually not too bad these days, so long as you can actually get one tool working to let you do the graphic stuff. And you also need to, with one of the base ROMs that are out there, it's actually even easier because you don't have to make sure some patches are in or not. The stuff I'm doing up here is nothing. It doesn't matter. I'm just kind of seeing. Okay, actually I don't need any of these. For optimization's sake, I'm not going to place anything up there. Yeah, it sounds really nice, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I've been humoring the idea of a basic coding tutorial for people to engage with. So I'm glad, like, my block tool tutorial is being handy, and my ROM hack installation tutorial is getting some use out of it. There actually used to be a pretty decent set of tutorials back in the day. I think most people are going to the Barbaros one these days, which I personally don't really like since it's an hour long, and it's like, So you plan to participate in the contest but never really submitted a hack before, so... Well, I mean, it's a pretty good place to get immediate feedback from the judges after a few months. So if you value constructive criticism, I would actually highly recommend going into a contest. Just, I would learn, like, all the basics, and also play, like, a couple of the really highly regarded ROM hacks before, like, getting a real start to it. But, I mean, honestly, my best friend, his username is Evil Guy. Actually, his first ever ROM hack was this fairly ambitious, big thing called Sumaru Road the After Years. That was actually the first thing he's done. So, I mean, it is not impossible to make something really good. at your first go around. So, you know what? I completely encourage it, actually. So, yeah, hopefully, that was some helpful advice. You did play Sumaro, that counts as... Yeah, that's pretty good, honestly. Honestly, anything that gives you an idea, like inspiration, even if it's like a quote-unquote bad hack, as long as it gives you a good idea, that's really all that counts. So, I mean, here's some like funny story type things. It's kind of unreleased at the moment, but I'll still share the story around. One sequence in the upcoming hack of mine between me and Evil Guy, has this sequence where there's a bunch of ships that are flying from above the sky, and that is completely based off of the final episode of Star Wars, aka the one most people hate. So, there needs to be more tutorials. I went too long without knowing about the existence of BPL. If you don't know what a BPL is, that's that is a assembly command that if your number is in the negatives, it'll... Is that BPL or is that BMI? BMI is... Crap, I forget now. I need to look at my own code to remember. Yeah, BPL is essentially that. It's just a type of branch. If a value is a certain way. You usually have it after a compare. BMI, BPL. BPL is positive, right? Yeah, BPL, positive. Yeah, so it's like if the number is in the positive range, it'll branch. And if it's not, it'll pass. And if you don't understand what negatives or positive numbers is in assembly, oh boy, it's a little bit strange. You essentially really have to understand what 8 bits and 16 bits are, essentially. Like, the 256 possible values going backwards or forwards, you know. I should really do an ASM tutorial one of these days. Such a not bad idea. Sorry, back to that story. So, yeah, a sequence that I've been working on in a different hack has a scene based off of the grand scene near the beginning of the movie where essentially a villain who somehow returned actually just lifts all these star destroyers from the ground and the entire sky is just covered in them. So that scene I'm working on is based off of that. Plus. That's a good way of remembering it. Plus minus. MIPL. You know what? Yeah, that makes sense, actually. I should probably keep that in mind. Okay, so, this room. What I'm doing is a little bit strange because of what kind of entry I'm working on, but I'm actually not going to use screen 2 for the rest of the entry, I don't believe, but I'm just going to lead this to 25. Then I'm going to do 26. 2. Actually 3. 1 secondary exit. 2 secondary exit. And then 7 will be the exit. Well, not really the exit. This is a strange level to work on. I almost maybe I need to design a map before working on this. You just wonder what things like that you don't know about. That's fair. On that note, for learning Lure Magic, if you're in the shell icon, you can't actually press this unless you're in certain levels. You press this green shell up here, and you open the Sprites tab. You can actually just pick whatever sprites you want, but if you click the cloud option, you'll get the level-specific stuff. So, for example, blue lasers, that I'll probably use a few right over here, like so. I'm gonna have so many problems. Also, is there sound? No, there isn't. That's fine. I don't need sound. That'll happen sometimes if you load a game before you edit the map. You just warped the wrong area entirely. TikTok complex. Oh no. I would not recommend using rewinds on your own hack, but for testing purposes, I need to. Whoa, it's test level. By the way, I'm not expecting this level to win at all. It's just a level where I'm abusing a mechanic that offers some possibilities. Man, I can make actual custom levels in my favorite Mario Maker 2 style. Sweet. Yeah. No, honestly, this Mario ROM hacking is quite amazing. In fact, back in the day, it was also quite bonkers seeing stuff like King or Captain K. Rool in as a boss fight in Super Mario World when Brutal Mario was a thing. I was like, that's kind of literally where I started, because I saw that boss. I was like, what in the hell? How do I get to that boss? And I was just assuming it was like probably a super boss in Mario World or whatever. Couldn't find it. So I looked into it. It was like, oh, it's a what? A ROM hack? A ROM hack? What? If I just find all these ROM hacks of Super Mario World, each better than the last, I'm like, huh? And then one day when I was at camp, I met a friend of mine. Well, used to be a friend of mine. And when he mentioned emulators, I was like, you know about emulators? And that was the start of a pretty long friendship with that guy. And honestly, I miss those days. That's fine. So yeah, I'm just kind of dilly-dallying a little bit. Oh no, it's been an hour already. Yeah, it doesn't count. So yeah, 25 is where the magic actually happens. So, this is gonna be a bit weird, but you would think that these screens will just lead to 0, like all of these. Your entry only because Zora and Samantha said they wanted to see a VLT, but yeah. You might do pretty well. I mean, I haven't, like I said, I haven't played your entry yet, but I'd say it looked pretty interesting. So anyway, let me try to explain what my level is. So, You might think that these screen exits in level 25, just lead to 0, like all of these. They would just lead you to the bonus area. But what's actually happening is that each of these screens are just uninitialized. And they just, start at 0. So what happens if... Oh, come on. Okay, 105, fine. So what happens if you load from here first, with, like, several screen exits already preloaded, and then you go to level 25? Well, these are actually still set from the previous level. So, screen 1 would still take you to level 26. This would actually just lead back here. This would lead to secondary exit 0, 1, and then I think this is also 26. That's a mistake. But, yeah. So, that is what my entire level is going to abuse. You find doors that change these screen exits dynamically. So you're actually, like, in the same level. But the pointers to each door change, depending on if you go to the correct room or not. And then there will be, like, items and stuff you can bring in between areas. Like, for example, and this is why it's called tectonic, by the way. This entire level 25 here is kind of acting like an elevator. And, you know what, let me actually get a painting program to demonstrate what I mean. Demon. Okay. So, entrance, right? The one with, you know, the thing, the stairs, the little door over here, a little wall there, the thing I just made, blah, 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 exactly. This leads to a room that can move up and down. Reminds me of -1. Yeah. You have this room, and each entrance in this room will move this central... So, okay, imagine, like, these are rooms. And this is... What will this be? That will be, like, a room. Let's just call it, reset. This will lead you back to the main room. This will be goal. And yeah, so these 3 rooms will move this central room up and down to different places. And these rooms are going to have numbers so you can kind of tell which ones are going to move you to what sector. Let me delete some things. Hopefully you're kind of following what I'm going through with this. But this is a quirk in Layer Magic I know it's back in VLDC13, and I essentially, sorry, hold on. What I essentially did for an Easter egg is if you just went through the main hallway and got to the end, you'll get to a specialized room that's only loaded if you don't go to any other room. But yeah, that's why I need the number graphic, as you can see. So, the reason why I need the numbers is because these rooms can also set the manual triggers to change the graphics so you can tell what floor you're actually on. Yeah, you might be intrigued by this. Yeah. Yeah. So, crap. For example, your goal is to try to find a way of getting into the goal room. That is your main and central purpose to this. So yeah, since I'm playing with 651, this will be floor 3. I might have to make this taller just so I can really fit this all in. Chris. Okay. Sure, 1500. So yeah, these rooms kind of act as elevator buttons. If they dynamically change. I think use shapes, actually. Shapes are cool. This is gonna be a complicated level if I'm not careful. Yo, let's keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Let's keep things a little bit simple. So, this will be floor 0. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just get rid of this last one. Yes, the graphic goes all up to 9, but if I make this too complicated, not only will that be bad for the judges, that'll be bad for me, because I made something horribly complex. It's not really what I want. So visiting each of these rooms will change what central floor you're at. Yes, correct. So you go to this door, it leads to changing these 3 numbers and the initializations of what rooms you're going to. I don't think I see Beach Forest too often. You should do that one. You should do Beach Forest. I think that's probably the more interesting option. And if you win, good for you. I'm not actually aiming to win this time. Actually, what am I doing? Yeah. Actually, I will do this. 651. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. And actually, I think it'd be funny if floor 0 or basement is not really one you know about initially. No, you're not winning. I'm not winning either. Bet. Yeah, no, you should totally go for a Beach Forest. I think that's probably the more interesting one, personally. So yeah, your goal is to try to get to the goal room, which is, maybe it's a goal, maybe I'll play with this mechanic for a boss fight. That sounds cool, but I'm trying not to think of bosses, because, to be honest, I've gone boss crazy at the moment. Don't have to be Casanova. Someone will win, yeah. Also, yeah, in case you're confused, these squares are the same room, but the destinations are different rooms that set which one of these you're going to be in. So, yeah, let's be a little funny here. And there's there is going to be... You know what? Can I make 2 symbols? Maybe a mushroom and a star? Star... Ooh, I have an interesting idea, actually. So, reset will be... mushroom. This is so Reverie coded. I never actually played Reverie, but this is probably gonna be super Reverie coded. Yeah, this map is totally helping me out, just thinking about the puzzle over here. So, mushroom, flower, star. You want to get the star. This feels very similar to a Chocolate Island level, if that name would... Yeah, Chocolate Island 2. I actually parodied that level not too long ago. It was funny. Basically, I made so, like, each path, each select option is actually different, kind of like if you played Stanley Parable. It's like every single route is different. And yeah, I made people really confused with that one. to my amusement. And it was intended for it to be confusing. So yeah, you start with floor 3. This one goes to 6. This one goes to 5. This one goes to 1. So... And there's gonna be a box. There's gonna be a box. I could probably do this with layer 2, actually, now I think about it. So, goal room might have a P-switch barrier. And the rest of these probably don't, but one of them that leads to zone 0 is going to have the real items in it that you need to beat it. Interesting. That do be thick, boss. Going to represent this with orange. These are gonna be blue. Yeah, probably 651 are definitely gonna be blues because I don't want it to be that simple. So your goal is right at the beginning, but you can't get to the goal. This one's gonna be purple. Should probably green, actually. That'll be zone 0. Blue, orange. Zone 0 will still be blue. However, the only way to get to zone 0 is to go to floor 2. A goal would be gasoline us at the very start. Yep. It's just the rules. Excuse me. I guess that means I need that flower icon, huh? You know what? I could just use the power-up graphic. Could just do this. And then just recolor it so that... Like, not only you recolor it with Learn Magic, because I can't share palettes because of the rules. This is a terrible first stream to learn how to use Learn Magic. But, I mean, honestly, I'm flattered. You think I'm funny enough to be in this. Nine A B C D E These will use a completely separate palette for conversion's sake. So in this room, I actually have to make it not initialized, these graphics. These are the only reason why this idea is going to work, is because if you don't know where you're going, that's just not fun. Meanwhile, here, let's actually make this 2. And this is going to be floor 3, so 6, 5, 1. 6, 5, 1. I was going to learn sometime around last year before I took a break. Good thing I saved my knowledge on a Google Doc. Yeah, that's completely fair. Might have to reload some stuff. Doesn't matter. Alright. 4x4 line. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. Delete this here. 3. Reload. Oh, whoops. That's actually manual trigger 3. And let's make another copy for the rooms. For the actual floor number, this will be here. Because these are not initialized. What do you mean the star is incomplete? Huh, I did 3 on accident. That's what's going on. There we go. We're in technical business. We're just kind of constructing the level as is in an image sheet. Let me just make this a tiny bit more clear. Intro. Leads to this first set. Orange is goal, but you can't get to goal at first. Probably have to use multiple versions of... Actually, I could just use the midpoint. There's not going to be a midpoint in this level, by the way. That's not going to work. Unless I, like, put one before the goal room, which would then have to lead to a boss. I would say, yeah, VLDC boss. Who'd have thunk it? I would not mind making a VLDC boss for some compilation. Anyway. Two, 3, 4. Okay. Let's construct the actual room. So... because I'm funny, objectively funny, I'm going to use boss doors, which I believe is 1/8. Yeah, 1/8. Sorry, it's not going to work like regular doors, but I can kind of mitigate that a little bit by making it centralized, so you have to go to the middle. Boss doors! Yep, this is gonna be where all the magic happens. Honestly, I love it when vanilla styled hacks mix in certain other elements from other levels without trying to go overboard. These will be 20. I'm not expecting to use a Yoshi. So one's gonna be golden. That'll be that door. Nope. No, it's just a bug with the screen exits. Because technically right here, let me zoom in again. I'm abusing a bug where if you load from a previous area with screen exits enabled, screen 1 will still be 26, this will be still 25, this will still be secondary exit 0, 1, and then 27. That's what I'm abusing. And then there's going to be dedicated rooms that changes these 3 squares to be leading to different floors. It's kind of like buttons in an elevator. Like, these buttons will go to specific areas. These buttons will go to specific areas. Yeah, it's kind of a... It's an idea I've cooked up for at least 2 years. So, I'm finally executing this idea. It's actually an idea I technically used in VLDC15 for an Easter egg. It's actually something I already did, which is why I know this is going to work. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna have to be a little more fancy. Without this bug, it could still be possible. You just have to do a lot more copies of the rooms. And yeah, one of these is gonna have to be a pipe so you can transfer items. Which one's gonna be the pipe? Maybe this is gonna be the pipe. No, I actually kind of like the middle being the pipe. Donut Ghost House, but better. I sure hope so. This is gonna be the pipe. Squares. And yeah, there's gonna have to be like other dedicated rooms to change the initializations. I always thought it'd be cute to try to do a cutscene to do that, but the literal only problem with that is that there's actually no way of doing automated cutscene animation type thing. Like, you know how like most ROM hacks have a teleport block? That literally does not exist in Super Mario World by default. That is the only reason. So you have to do like an input up type thing, which I suppose wouldn't be the worst idea for this, but I don't know, I like automation in my cutscenes. I mean, I could still do that if you guys really want me to do that. You know what? I can do polls. I can do a poll. Start poll. Dedicated room or VLDC cutscene nonsense. I'll let you guys dictate my failure if you're trying to rig me to lose. I'm not. Joke's on you. This is a losing run anyway, so it's fine. Here you go. Have fun. Also, it wouldn't work with the pipes if I do a cutscene. The pipe idea wouldn't work if I mean... It'd probably have to be a specialized cutscene thing. Dedicated room does seem like the better option, because then the pipe idea will work a lot better. So yeah, this is the main bulk. Alright, this leads to 6, this leads to 5, this leads to 1. So 6. I kinda don't want to make any of the rooms useless. Other than 3, there's probably gonna be a specific purpose to each one. Also, to better visualize, I'll draw the specific room to teleport you. Because, yeah, dedicated room just seems like the better option for my limitations. You know, I think I know exactly what to do for Beach Forest, but I think it takes an idea I'm sure a lot of people have. Here's something funny. In VLDC 10, I literally, the only thing I did was take what was trendy at the time, which is like 1FO blocks. 1FO blocks are basically like enemies slide on this block. It's like a vanilla mechanic to make sure slopes work. All I did with that is I made it so that you had to use Yoshi on those blocks by ditching them and letting them slide on them. I got 26th place on that entry against 180 entries. Then, in VLDC 12, I did it again, except you're just falling in a pit the whole time. So, old ideas can still work. As long as you add a new twist to said idea. But I mean, if you execute it really well, that will still work, so... I mean, your call, I think. So, anyway... And that got you to the top 10, yes. It was just an old idea. Better executed, I guess. I mean, most people really don't like that level, so... Not everyone's right. I was just kind of playing to the audience a little bit. Also, you're not gonna need this reset room. It's just kind of a bulgy Pit of All deck, yes. Most people did not like that entry, actually, but I think the judges, particularly one, had a good time with it. Or maybe they just thought the idea was really cool. I'm not sure how I won that one. Most people don't like it. But I do really like the art that was made for that one. That was cool. Sixth floor structure. Alright, well. I think the P-switch might actually just be in room, the room that, or zone 0, rather. Although, this is the same room. Keep in mind, these rectangles are the same room. The only difference is which room it leads to. It seems like dedicated room is 1, so thank you for the vote, everyone. Seems like a hard 100% on dedicated room. Okay, I can do that. Oh, I did say it would only go for an hour. Ah, let's go for another 30 minutes. Let's go for another half hour. I'm just expecting someone to come over, so if I have to end abruptly, that's probably why. We're just kind of only getting started. Alright, rank the room. Actually, I'm probably just gonna redo the room. 25. Delete everything. Send. Clear all slots. Make sure these are set to 0, so they are also uninitialized. Normally, nobody would use manual triggers in a vanilla level because you really can't use them at all. So the fact this is actually working out to my favor is really beneficial. Also, this should be a layer 2 room. Just so I can be a little more creative with this. I'm gonna leave it blue for now, even though I know I'm gonna reskin the entire area at some point. Okay, so this will be 0, 0. And the midpoint entrance will be CO, just so I can move blocks around so that this can work. This is probably going to be the most item baby city type level. But I think this mechanic is still cool. And real cool always wins, so take that. Take that indeed. Okay. Also, my idea is basically zone. All rooms that lead to room 3 will send you to the main entrance. The rest of them is going to send you to the midpoint entrance. So layer 3, or layer 2 rather, is going to be shifted for the rest of them. So BG 00, BG C0. Judges better not be looking at this at this stream. I mean, my thumbnail is very, 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 very vague on what this is, so alright, this goes to 6, this goes to 5, this goes to 1. The main idea is that you have to get familiarized with this entire layout before you really start tackling the puzzle. Kind of like, I'm gonna say it again, Reverie. I've not played Reverie. I shouldn't make Reverie comments. Hi, my name is Judges, and I am looking at this stream. Hello, Judges. It is I, Daisy Devon. Welcome to Hate. Okay, so I feel like 2 of these have to send you to the rooms I'm not sending you to yet. And then I think the pipes have to just... Okay, I know how to do this. The pipe sections have to constantly lead you back to 5, so this will have to be a loop in of itself. If this is where the P-switch is going to be at. Which is not important. I guess it could be specialized rooms? Each with an item? Boy, this is getting more complex. Also, you know what's kind of funny as well? I could initialize the music, too. You know no music? That's not actually what that is. It's no initialized music. So, the music can change. Independently. I am so funny. Although P-switch is not gonna work if I do that. But is that allowed? Can I mute the music? Oh, I have 2 pages. Huh. Forbidden. Work with 1 partner. There are no time limits, so I can make the I can make the song or the timer to 0. That'll work. You may need to find a way to be activated on a side level. I mean, I'm not gonna use those. Ooh, right. I can use the abusable mechanics. Oh, you know what? That would be kind of smart, actually. Coin jank. There's so many possibilities. Midpoint. Jank. I mean, a P-switch is a good idea, but I'm thinking of other dumb things I could do. Like... Okay, hear me out. You know about the 1-up trick? You know about the 1-up trick where you can hide objects behind the 1-up objects? I'm thinking of the same kind of thing, except with midpoint tiles. So you place them like this, right? And then you just like, it's hiding like what blocks, right? You cover them like this, and you cover this bit. So you can't do anything with this. So in a different room, if you find this part of the tile and you hit it, all this disappears. I had this thought the other day too. Oh my god. I could literally disguise this as a key, too. This could be a map 16 object. It'll still delete those. Funny. I'm very funny. Also, I can also modify map 16 0, so it just literally looks like you collect a key. No, you know what? I can even change the properties of those, so it could literally just be this! And it'd be solid! I don't actually need a P-switch. Oh my god, this is hilarious. I can literally use a midpoint tape as a key to unlock blocks. I love my That could literally work too. So you have this. And then when you hit a key, it's unblocked. I gotta reset this just so I don't mess it up. Don't let me forget that. That's very good tech. Oh, this is gonna be such a cool level now. This is gonna be so cool. Oh no. Hold on, let me, as the kiddos would put it, let me cook. Aside how evil should this be, that's smart. Yep. That could be a lot, that, for someone else completely, for a different type of level, this would actually just be a difficulty slider too. Oh, you want this level easier? You can hit this midpoint object and make it harder for yourself instead. Haha. No. You can also use the switch palace switches the same way too, although it's kind of a bit more silly. No, I'm very cruel is what I am. But, I mean, I'll accept it. Okay, key. Oh, what am I gonna do with the seared eggs? It's not centered. Is there key blocks, keyhole objects I can make? Maybe with 2A. Maybe with stuff like this. I can make a keyhole graphic. Okay. Now, is there... Is there... That wouldn't work. What does this look like? Not quite. Don't think I can recolor that, unfortunately. Well, actually I can, because it's layer 2. Although I can think inverted too, so... It's pretty close. That's kind of close. If, like... Don't mind the errors that are popping in. It'd be kind of close. If, like... Don't mind the sounds that are being made in the background at the moment. Nope, can't delete. The only thing tricky is this is already transparent. So you can fill it, but only once, and you cannot mash anymore. So it's kind of like mashing a block like this, which actually does exist. But then you can't do that and then also do this. That would be double merging, and that doesn't work. Because my idea is I'd surround this. But I just need another block that doesn't use that. Doesn't really look that good anyway. Need something like that. Oh, I can flip, that's right. Flipping is within my power to do so. I can flip, too. I can flip like so. Yeah, there we go. If this could actually just be texture. Free texturing! What do you think my makeshift key block? Or rather, keyhole block, rather. The tile makes an experience, yes. In fact, because these are just these tiles from here. Well, one of the other graphics. I can even do the tiny bit of shading, too. I could also kind of do it like this. then can in fact fix the key as well. This is gonna be so cool. Oh no. This is gonna be really awesome, actually. What has VLDC done to me? What has VLDC done to me? I do still want the castle. 1C. No. 81. I'm gonna place the doors early. I am so tempted to use Second Sanctuary for this level, but I'm kind of self-banning myself from doing so. Not only because that's a copyright nightmare, but also, yeah, I think most people are gonna use that track. Nope. Yes. Yeah, is there a way to ignore those errors? Because I know exactly what I'm doing. Options. General options. Correct. Editing options. Convert. Share data between levels. Yeah. Save prompt. Scan. Shift. More examination, check a vertical fireball. I'm kind of surprised that's not a warning you can ignore. It's funny how I said that my entry has some simple tile mixing stuff. Yeah, I tend to only use, like, several. I was about to say 2, but then I'm like, oh, wait, I have, like, 6 right now. These are so weird, like... Okay. You show ID, yeah. That's so weird. That's not an option. Okay, that would be annoying. Oh, well, I have it on silent, I believe, so... The kiddos are out. I live in a trailer park, so there's gonna be some kid noises in the background. Don't mind that. Anyway. Also, this is meant to be a pipe. This will be the great blue pipe. I'm being very silly with this. This is gonna be so graphic design is my passion type thing. I don't care. Graphic design is my passion. This will be a grand blue pipe. This is very sad. I'm just being silly at the moment. I don't know if I'm gonna use the giant blue pipe in this. Oh yes, the crows. Flying above me. Just outside. That's great. Shut up. Stupid birds. Okay, I need a way back up. Doing some soft decorating. This is me actually making the level now, by the way. There's actually another funny idea I had for CLDC at some point. Sorry, let me zoom in. Basically, the idea is that I would make a Bro Mario level from memory. I actually know which level I'm gonna do. And the funny part is I'm also gonna make the boss. Not exactly from memory, but kind of more like a kind of twisted version of what that boss is gonna be. At some point I want to do that. As you can see, I have ideas. Okay, so this is the part where I need to do my fancy things. There we go. This VLDC made me realize I need to go back to my roots and make full standard. Yeah. It's good to practice. Okay. We literally have, like, baby's first crack the hack level now. This is so funny. I love it. So, this is solid. This is using 130. This key makes those disappear. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, so the blocks look like this. I need to keep in mind how this is. And I can also use tile 25. Tile 25 to hide these. This is more for making sure I don't go beyond the boundary, but if I go up. When you first load into this area, aka Zone 3, Floor 3, these will be right there. But in any other floor, it's going to be like this, and this is going to lead to a completely different area. So, right now... where'd the graphic go? Did I, like, straight up wipe? Yes, I did. One sec. What the? Okay. Confusion. It is proven effective. Paste. Make sure the triggers are not. There we go. And you actually kind of see the initialization right here, too. It remembered it was 651. And that's where the magic is. Standard design is so much fun. Yeah. When you realize how much stuff is supposed to do with vanilla stuff. At some point I thought about doing a vanilla hack, but still an idea saved for the future. Well, if you don't want ideas to stay in your head, I recommend just giving it a start, even if you don't have it completely solid at that moment. I still think that at least starting on your idea, it's just a lot less to do when you go back to it. It's a lot less to worry about. Let me just finish my small touches on this very vanilla level. Eventually I have to kind of rebuild this with a new tile set. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's kind of the main idea. Oop. Okay. Alright, time to... well, first of all, recolor this. Crap. 1, 2. There we go. Also... oh, you can initialize palettes as well. That's something you can do too. I actually abused that for VLDC15. That was kind of like the core mechanic of that, to hide some of the layers. It's just really recoloring them to darkness. And I just used like these palettes over here. Initialized in other rooms. But for the sake of this, I'm not going to do that. Yes. The main bulk of it is actually just getting started. That's really all where most of the difficulty lies. I could also just recolor these and just save it on edit. I'll do that later. Or at least I'll do it like here. Don't think you can actually edit those palettes normally. Maybe, Maybe, you know, if I'm going to use that route anyway, might as well just kind of prepare that in advance. Okay. We're at floor 3, and this may use a specialized palette. I'm thinking yellow for floor number. And the rest will use white. Six, 5, 1. Star 3. This is gonna be such an unorthodox level. I love it. Six. Now I'm getting everyone's gone vibes from this. 6, 5, 1. Naturally, what I might do is I guess I can just make it a wall instead. No, because it has to move back up. No, but... This wall will be gone as soon as you collect the key, which is actually a midpoint, but it's not gonna act like a midpoint. It'll just send you back to the beginning of the level, but you don't have to do most of it. That is something you have to, like, make sure is... I can just resend the player to a different level upon midpoint. That's fine. I can send them to, like, zone 0. Yeah. Okay, as a test, I'm just gonna put a set there for now. Or actually, I will $81. Working key blocks in Mario, that's cursed. Okay, let's see it play out, huh? So, I'm not collecting the key. It should say 651. 6. I just didn't put anything. It's also laggy, too, which is great. I love janky blocks. 5, 1. I have to jump for it to test it. I see what the problem is. I know what the problem is. Okay, this should be constant. This should be none. That's how that's gonna work. Also, I should probably put more blocks. More platforming things. What's a platformer without a platform? Can you believe Bubsy is back? And it came out on my birthday, too. Very funny. Okay. Key. The scrolling's still there. That's fine. I can disable it. 6. 5. I'm not actually pressing up. Don't worry. 1. And you can always go back. They are solid. It is solid. Collect the midpoint. You're big, which, yeah. I mean, I don't need to check the numbers again. It's just gonna be set, but yeah, 6, 5, 1. Voila! Voila! Working key blocks in Mario World. So this whole thing is gonna be a fetch quest to get to the key. And well, each sectioned area to change the rooms are gonna be different anyway, so I can still use a P-switch for that kind of thing. Well, I did say I wanted to go for 40 minutes, but before I go, hello. Hi, Burb. You're on time. I'll go for another 20 minutes. How are you doing? We're back! We're back to the VLDC thing. Look at this monstrosity I'm gonna make. Here's the idea. There's a little intro bit. You go to a central room, and depending on what room you go to, it changes what floor you're gonna be at. And this central area is gonna be the same. The only difference is that the numbers are gonna change. And this last room that's normally blocked off in floor 3 is going to send you to designations. So it just resets you back to floor 3. You haven't tried to do a whole coin magic of item shenanigans? Yeah, that kind of thing. You kind of need to know your stuff a lot. I'm just gonna kind of explain quick to Burb with what my level is. It's basically playing with the idea of uninitialized rooms. Oh yeah, I guess I can just demonstrate that, right? So, one of the rooms leads to 26, right? Uninitialized. This should send me to level 0. It does not. It sends me to level 26. Why? It's because these are not level 0 by default. They are whatever the previous level was. So, this previous level loaded 26, 25, secondary exit. I'm going to change that to 27. This all works. The bulk of my theory is completely correct. This did lead me to 25 from the previous level. Because it's uninitialized. It's not level 0. It takes you to somewhere uninitialized. So this will lead you to one area. This will lead you to another area. This will lead you to another area. But the thing is that it's going to be different depending on what rooms you're going to be at. So you go to the room with 6 in it, it's gonna send you to the 6th room. And yeah, a bunch of fun stuff. So if you go to 6, the numbers are probably gonna be 4, 3, 1. No. 4, 3, 5. And this will be a mushroom this time. Instead of a star, and there's not going to be a barrier. So yeah, let me actually just change this to all the numbers. So none of these should go to 0. This is probably going to be the only one leading somewhere. With the blocks from XC, but disregarded just doing a traditional night level. That's fine. You don't have to be like me and trying to work with a level mechanic that is madness, requiring a designated map to understand. So yeah, let me try to plan this out. So this will lead to 5, 5, 3. 1, 2, 6, 4. Five, 1, 6, 3, 4, 3. Oh, it should. Okay. 5, 1. 6, 3, 5. Okay, it's not leading. It's not looping. Like, very high. Also has a funny quirk. You can make a sprite fall perpetually into the horizontal level if you place it somewhere off screen, like very high. I think that's a result of this. No. This. Yes, this. I actually abused a level where it's a horizontal level, but with short height distances. That's how I made the VLDC15 entry. Okay. 5, 1, 6. This should be 4. This one should be something else. Like using the bean teleport, yeah. Okay, 5, 1, 6, 4. 2, 5. 2. 3. 5, 4. 5, 4. 2, 3. Oh no, I'm confused. 5, 1, 6, 4, 2, 3. 5, 1, 6, 4, 2, 3. That is a loop. We have made a loop, everyone. So that means this one should probably also go to 5. Send a P-switch all the way to one of the other ones and get a key from maybe 1? Transition room 1 could have a key, since they could just be different anyway. Hello, welcome in. I'm making madness. Highly regarded madness. So, I'm abusing a mechanic that revolves around uninitialized screen exits. With this mechanic, you can actually send the player to different areas based on whatever the previous level initialized the screen exits as. So, you start in level 105, you get to level 26, or no, you get to level 25, but it loaded 26 in screen 1. So naturally, you go to screen 1, and it's still 26, not 0, it goes to 26. So you teleport, sure enough, you're in level 26, even though it's uninitialized. That's the main bulk of the level. So what I'm basically trying to puzzle out here is, imagine this level 25, this level 25 is going to be the exact level 25 throughout the level. The only difference is, these numbers change. In fact, there is even there's a level, you are in level 3, level 2, level 1, so you start in this version of level 25, which is level 3, and each of these numbers send you to the different floors that you can send level 25 to. So there is level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, level 2, level 1, and even level 0 you can't normally access. So, you see 651 at the very start. 6, 5, 1. One of them's a pipe, the other two are doors. And you have this final one that's blocked off only on level 3, because this can be 3 different symbols. A mushroom, a flower, and a star. The star is what you want to get to the goal, but you can't get to the star door until you find a key. Does this sound like madness yet? So anyway, basically you have to find a way to get a key, but you need the P-switch to get to the key. So, yeah. So, basically, let me get back on track. Basically, you start on level 25, and you have 3 numbers. 6, 5, 1. You go to 5, you go to level 5. You have 3 more numbers. You take 1, and it takes you to level 1. Level 6. Level 4. Level 2. Level 3. Back to start. It is a work in progress, yes. So yeah, my VLDC15 entry is, a fairly big puzzle. A puzzle full of doors and keys and switches and all that. And if you're wondering how I did the key mechanic, this is actually a checkpoint. I just tested it, now it works, but basically, I changed the tape, the pole with the tape tile into a solid block. And I made this using tile mash shenanigans. And I turned the checkpoint tape into a key. So you take the key, and these blocks disappear, which will lead you to the star door. That's really the entire level, is you're trying to find the key, but to find this key, you have to go through the madness that is, figuring out what floor you're at, where the doors are gonna lead you to, what each variant looks like. Yeah. So, this is my level. It is, not gonna lie, an idea I had for an entire 2 years. Did that make any sense? Probably not. Also, this is the full level name. Investigation at the Tectonic Complex. The whole idea is that the main room is an elevator that goes up and down. And each one of these rooms moves the main central room up and down. Don't question how that'll actually work. Oh. Yep, I just had company over. Who is still with us? Because I might be heading off in like 15 minutes. But I did say that I would go for another 20 minutes. So, hi, how is everyone right at the moment? I could do this central loop first. So this will lead to 26. Level 27. Level 28. Level 29. I'm gonna be wasting so many levels with this gimmick. And I am very well aware this is very gimmicky, but it is fine. It's fine there, lad. Anyway. Right. Let's get to business. With kind of assigning levels. Just need to organize. This is all the same level. Right over here. They can be different levels, but to demonstrate this core mechanic, I want to make it the same level. Then I lost. So leading level. We're gonna store that info. To level 26. To level 2B. To level 2C. To level 2D. To level 2E. If this was using like VLDC X rules, this would not work. Because I believe there was a level cap in VLDC X. Because yeah, this core mechanic wouldn't work. Collectibles are allowed. No requires for judges to get. Well, too bad. Overall changes are allowed, but are not factored. Debatable. Using any of the functions of their magic that are available. Yep. Putting your name anywhere in the submission. Pseudonyms are encouraged. So I'm gonna be called yeah, I'm calling myself VLDC15. That's stupid. You know, I did think about collaborating with some other people on their entries. All we'd just be doing was just using the same Mario palette just to confuse people. Oh, this is Daizo. No, that's Daizo. Oh, no, that's clearly Daizo. No, wait, this one's Daizo. What? Which one is who? That's something I wanted to do. Okay. So I'm not saying anything about level, sub-level caps. So that's good. That means this will totally work. Might as well make the goal exit early. I'm not actually gonna steal the level, but I will say I might steal. No, I'm not. Can I move this up and down? No. No. Man, I did kind of want to use... This is a very temporary look. Oh wait, it doesn't work! Ah, I'm silly. Okay, I'm just gonna move this just a tiny bit up. You really can't do much with this level. But might as well convert it a little bit. Ghost house. This is so OLDC coded. Just making this little entrance early. I'm making a tall complex. Just having a tiny bit of fun. Let's go. You know, I can just do this for its slight optimization. Sorry, I'm just choosing what background I want. This one doesn't really work. Okay, I'm gonna use green. Actually, maybe I'll do purple. Purple. There we go. Sure, that works. It's a temporary thing for now. Alright, well, cool, I love my PC. Okay, so I got the key. Probably should move that one. Floor 3. Got the key. Look, the exit is opened. Look, it's the end of the level. Whoa, I did it, guys. I made a whole state. No, it's not. I'm gonna be working on this in the background. Well, I might as well get the text for level in before I leave. Leave and get busy. Leave and get busy there, old chap. No. Oh, which one is it? It's the one. It's this one. That be the one there, boy. There we go. Double E V level 3. I could use a layer 3 thing to instead imply that. Maybe. And that would kind of work still. This will work for now. If I have to restructure the level a little bit, that's fine. And at the very least, I want to put in a level message. Just to vaguely explain the mechanic at least a little bit. Actually, it should say floor, not level. go to any of the numbered doors. That's 5 characters in it still. That'll work for now. And back where it all... all back to where we started. Info box. Where information is forever held. Yeah. Yep, alright. I pretty much have something going. This is solid. I pretty much have something. And that is more than enough progress for today. Just gotta change the floor. Because I think that makes a little more sense. F-L-O-O-R. Floor 3. There we go. It's empty now, but eventually this will look like a prison complex. But that's gonna be for another day. All in all, I think I did a pretty solid job in starting the level at least, and testing out the mechanics needed to build this giant thing. So, anyway, my friends, thank you all for joining me for this stream. It's been really fun interacting with all of you, and sorry about the little abrupt BRB at the end. Had to do something with company coming over. And I will, there will be another stream, within, actually, about 10 hours from now. And I'm gonna be up for the direct. I'm gonna be waking up early. We're gonna be seeing what the news is gonna be. And because I have an appointment like a few hours after it ends, I'm gonna be leaving afterwards. So, yeah, I will be there in the morning. You can join me on that stream if you want. And I think we'll have a bit of fun doing that. So, yeah, anyway, again, thank you all for joining. This is Dicey Devon. It's never goodbye. As always, see you later. We will, in fact, continue our investigation at the Tectonic Complex. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Thank you for